Hey everyone, welcome to my weekend tarot. Sorry, I was like, come on, come on, come on. So I'm having cacao, like 100% cacao right now, as in like actual cacao. I thought it would dissolve before I even went live, but well, to start recording. Okay, there, it melted. How are you guys? Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys have a lot of interesting things planned. So this weekend tarot reading will be covering, you know, this weekend. Pretty much, I know it's like midday already. Sorry it started late. I had a very busy household this morning and I also had to run errands. So, how are you? We have Aries as usual. We're going to go ahead and read for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And let me bless my hands, for you guys. How are you? Yeah, I put it all over myself. This is my Colonia 1800. Let's prepare. Colonia 1800. So let's go ahead and start, Aries. What message do we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising watching us today? This is just a general reading, guys, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. Yeah, my energy is pretty chill, which is good. Let's see. Okay, Aries. What message does the universe have for you? Okay. So we have Aries. All right, we have the Five of Swords, we have Temperance, we have the Ten of Cups, and then we have the Ace of Wands. All right. So some of my Aries might have experienced some disappointment as of recent. Okay. To me, I always focus on the energy like this at the top and then everything right below it. Okay. So there is an energy of some form of disappointment, some form of that, if you have to like battle it out with someone or like in a competition, it might have, what is it? It was not a win-win situation. Someone got hurt in the process, all that stuff. Okay. Then we have temperance. The energy surrounding this, it's moving or progressing slowly. Okay. Temperance is all about patience. In a way, she's here saying that in order to succeed, you need to have some patience. In my intro video, which was pretty brief, I mentioned that currently the moon is in Aries in your sign. Okay. Aries is a go getter. Aries rushes to do things. Aries just says, fuck it, let's do this. However, with Saturn being there, Saturn is the dad. Saturn is saying, hold up, hold up, hold up. No, 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 no. Stop and think about it. Because this is not like short term, this is long term. So Saturn right now is like cock blocking everybody. Okay. Not just you, Aries. I'm using Saturn as like, because like we do call him daddy, but Saturn is here to teach you how to be patient, hence temperance being here, that you need to hold up and really review the situation further. The end goal, what I see here, the Ten of Cups, you're looking for a long-term fulfillment or something like, let's say, a stability of like, if you're working towards a house, if you're working towards like maybe getting a raise, if you're working to build a family, something came in and just, okay, maybe if paperwork wasn't done correctly, maybe someone messed up your plans, maybe someone didn't write out the contract correctly, okay, or maybe someone else outbid you on a house offer. All that stuff is what's coming to me as downloads, Aries. Now with the Ace of Wands is saying that with the patience, you will get another opportunity when the energy starts flowing again. Okay. So in the end, it's pretty much the keyword here is temperance is patience. Okay. In order for you to, when the opportunity comes again, with that patience, prior to an opportunity potentially coming later, you get to see the bigger picture, make amends, fix things so you can get where you need to be at. All right. Let's get. Like I did say, I wanted to use the Tarot de los Orishas. So let's see what Orisha wants to talk to you. Aries. Okay. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay. For those that have actually, accomplished what you need to accomplish, doing your, what you need to do and not going through this, congratulations. But those that are struggling, this is just, the energies I'm picking up right now for some of my Aries. So again, take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. We have Orisha Oko. All right. And with this deck here, with the Orisha Oko. Okay. I actually wrote my own thing here for each Orisha. Okay. The book does have its own, but I wanted to I wrote keywords here. So this one here, the energy of this card is letting you know that there needs to be some form of arbitration or mediator in this situation, which is the Five of Swords I was talking about. Okay. Um, there is prosperity upcoming in your crop. The word crop is used because, the cards are based out of, Orishas, they're like nature. Okay. You're going to get some messages. If any of you guys encounter a bee, whether, to me, sometimes the bees just land on my car. All right. I never see them like right here unless I'm in their territory. But if you're just randomly walking and you come across a bee somewhere, it's not, you know like you don't see where there would be a bee for, then there you go, a messenger for the bee. This is an illumination with Orisha Oko. There is illumination on a situation. This is also an opportunity for spiritual evolution. Okay. There's also major clarity now after, the unfortunate Five of Swords. It's to also make you come up with creative ideas on how to move forward and also to clear any judgments you might have. It does provide peace, harmony, and also positive outcomes in professional situations. All right. Some of you might reap some, a little bit of fame, depending if you're like a public person, whether you're a musician, a DJ, or a content creator. And so being upright, you got ire. Anipe, ire means like that things are flowing well with good energy. Also, osogo would be the opposite. Okay. So with this, it's like own it. All right. So that's your message. Music wise, let's go for you. Let me go for the shadow. I went straight to the shadow. Okay. I got Amy Winehouse, 2006, number 8. Number 8 is the house of death and transformation for me. Okay, maybe something might happen June 8th, 8 weeks from now, 8 days from today. But back to black. So some of you might have experienced some painful breakups, whether in a professional, personal, or a romantic relationship. All right. If you guys are considering going back to exes, please know. All right. There has been some endings, but with an ending, there comes a beginning. Okay. Currently, the energy with temperance, she has you in the void. Okay. So you're like in the void and it feels like, where do I go now? All right. Right now you're in a transition. So please, I wrote alcoholism here. Do not resort to anything to numb out. Okay. That's the message I got. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Aries. Now I move on to Taurus. How are my Tauruses doing? Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I moved the camera, so that's why it's on that side now. All right. Taurus. What message do we have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? This is for this weekend, May 23rd to May 26th. I keep looking back because it's like the days felt so weird and my calendar is back here. All right. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus. Take what resonates, leave the rest. These are general messages. Okay. Oop, that one popped out. I'm gonna leave her out. Okay. We have Seven of Cups. We have King of Swords. we have Queen of Swords, we have a Chariot card. Okay, what I see here, Taurus, you have a bunch of choices. A lot of these choices could fulfill you with, raising, like rising your vibration, and others you feel that it might not do that much for you. So with the Seven of Cups, it could bring peace, it could bring strife or problems, it could bring like love, it could bring more emotions, it could bring let's see here. I see peace and serenity because of the images in the cups, okay? We have the King of Swords. When I don't like saying there's this guy or there's this girl, and you're like, no. And for me, I see it this way: the energy of the card. The King of Swords is an energy of a person owning clarity because they're very clear. They did their homework. They got all the details and information they need to be where they're at. Okay, they did the work to be kings, to be right at the very top. In this case, some of my Tauruses are still struggling with that clarity, and if you do have it, you're kind of turning the blind eye. Then we have the Queen of Swords, which is the counterpart of the King. So I see both the, remember how I talk about yin and yang in some of my readings? So I see like that it's almost like you're fighting with both your inner elements. Okay? Everyone has feminine and masculine energy within them. Okay? So in this case, it's like saying, tap in to the feminine aspect of the Queen of Swords. She might be a bit more assertive. The king is assertive, but like short. The queen is assertive, but she keeps going until she makes a point. Okay? Perhaps there's a situation where you need to make your point and explain it in every detail, like that kind of humor use where you pull up like the backup plan or the proof. So in this case, it's like you want to have the facts, and the Queen of Swords will be a person that her energy would be blah 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 blah. Look at this, blah 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 blah. Look at that, and this is why I need this. This is why I want this. This is why this should be done this way. Versus the King of Swords, no, I don't like it. Boom, done. It's like blunt to the point. You're like, oh, what an asshole. Queen, no, no, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just giving an example of what the downloads I'm getting, Taurus. Okay. Now we move to the Chariot. That card itself does represent Cancerian energy. You might be dealing with a Cancer in your life. If not, you're also dealing with the Chariot's energy. Is someone who has the determination to move forward, well decided. Some of my Tauruses are still struggling with that. If you're not speaking up, if you're not clear, okay, or if things are not clear, the situation is not clear. But if you want more clarity, then demand it. Hence, the Queen of Swords. She wants to know. She wants to hear it. It's almost like a give and take, but to the point without bullshit. Okay, so with the Chariot, if you're struggling, then you're just, the image of the Chariot is just a person here, just let's see if I could get that on the camera. It's the writer, and there's like two beasts in front of her. Okay, there's no movement. Who's in charge of the movement? You are. So you want progression? You need to make a decision. You need to gain the clarity. No wishy-washiness of wanting everything. No, you want, make up your mind, get some clarity. Let's see what Orisha speaks out for you. Message for Taurus. I went straight to the Orisha deck instead of the Cosmic Insights. It's like whatever deck pulls me, I'm going to read, okay? This is for Taurus. What Orisha wants to give Taurus their message? You got Orisha Oko too. You guys saw me do the card shuffle, okay? So you got Orisha Oko, and I did read it earlier with for Aries. So Orisha Oko, again, it's there are, he's considered like an arbitrator, so you might be going through some arbitration issues. Maybe you're a mediator in a situation, or you need a mediator in your situation. Messenger B. So if you see bees around you, Taurus, as well, okay. If perhaps because Cancerian energy, when I said that the Chariot is a Cancer card, Cancers to me is like the home, the maternal, and all that stuff. So um there's also possible that a female might be infertile. Okay, this is my study on Orisha Oko's energy in the card deck. So the appearance of him is giving illumination, giving you spiritual evolution, giving major clarity. We're talking about that there's still some clarity, you know, in between, but in order to get it, you might need to switch with your element between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so it's more towards the feminine. Understanding with others, clear judgment in order to bring peace, harmony, and then also professional, positivity, and also favorable positivity. Okay, there's fame revolving this, some benefits, and a great reputation. So because Orisha Oko came out upright, you're in Ire, meaning that the energy is okay. It's again owning your shit. Okay, let's see, music wise, let's go to the light. Sleepwalk. So you got Santo and Johnny, 1950s, 1959 Taurus. Number six. Number six is the house of service, which is it's the Virgo house. Okay, so that means that how are you serving others, or how are you serving yourself? Okay, also check your health, please. Sleepwalk. Some nostalgic situation. Perhaps the situation is bringing some nostalgia, and perhaps you're going through some melancholy as well, Taurus. You might be feeling lonely in regards to making a decision. You might be dreaming of the outcomes, hence the Seven of Cups. It's like a lot of things going on. And then you might also be reflecting on some of those choices, okay? Take what resonates and leave the rest, Taurus. Now we move on to Gemini. Happy birthday, Gemini. I did say I'm a Gemini, but I'm a June Gemini. Okay, but we are in Gemini season already. As of May 21st, the sun entered Gemini. Okay, so Gemini, what message do we have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Take what resonates and leave the rest. What message do we have for Gemini today? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is for May 23rd, which is today, all the way to the 27th. All right, so it's like a weekend reading. Geminis. Let's see what message. All right, Page of Wands, Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Okay, Geminis. The energy that I have here is some news that were received that might have caused some emotional changes for you. Okay, the news with the wands, to me, it's like news that involves passion, or news that involves like some creative idea or venture. If it's something that you wanted to start, like um perhaps you wrote an email somewhere or applied somewhere, then now you got the message. Okay, that's the downloads again in regards to the Page of Wands. The Nine of Cups is the card of wishes coming true. Okay, so this message is fulfilling for you. This message does bring a hell yeah, and like I always, every time I see this image, I always like visualize like someone just let's see, come on. So I always see like someone going hell yeah with their drink in the air, sip sip and stuff like that. Now we come to the Four of Pentacles. Okay, with the Four of Pentacles, I get a couple of messages with the Four of Pentacles. You might be required to give a little bit more of yourself, and some of you guys are like, "Ugh." Okay. Perhaps it requires a little bit of investment financially, and some of you are open to it. Others are like, it's because I don't, perhaps you weren't employed for a while, and then if it requires you to kind of put in your part of you in there as well, where you need to put in some money. Just an example. Let's say if you need to put money into like let's see, trying to think. Those that work for unions, there's some unions that require you to pay union dues up front, and you're like, okay, like what, $200 or something off, like off the bat. Just that just came to me. So if you haven't been working for a while, and they ask you to pay 200, it's like, where would that come from? So the little you do have, you're holding it tightly. One, two. Perhaps it requires you to move somewhere and you're so used to what you have right now that you don't want to let go. The message here is release a little to get a little. It's the universe works in give and take. The energy is about give and take. So it's saying like it's okay to relax. All right, relax, Gemini. But the Eight of Cups, I believe that some of you Geminis will jump jump at the opportunity and just release, emotions that no longer serve you. Okay? Because with this news, it might require you to let go of something. Let's say, for example, at the same time, if it's a passionate thing, what if you really had like feelings for someone, and this person finally, after many months or years, or if you were like on no communication, they come in and tell you, that they pulled away because they knew that they liked you, and all this time, all of a sudden, they want you, but you you started doing your own thing, and now it's like now you have to make adjustments. Hence, why some of you might feel like, well, I can't, I have all this going on. What am I going to do? So the Eight of Cups is telling me is some of you are going to have to release some things that no longer serve you so you could work with this new transition, because that news is bringing you transition, like some changes. Let me see. I'm going to go for cosmic insights for you, not the Orishas. All right, Gemini. What message do we have for Geminis in regards to this reading? What insight do you have? What insights do you have for my Geminis watching? This could go any way. If it's a job that requires you to leave LA and move to, let's say, to San Diego, that's going to require you to make some financial decisions. And like I also said, it's like, if there's someone that you really like, then all of a sudden you haven't heard from them in forever. So you just move on. And all of a sudden they come and they're like, I had to move, I had to not talk to you because I was raising money for this, and this, let's move in together. I'm just giving examples. Okay, all that stuff. Or someone comes and throws an opportunity like, hey, I would like for you to work with me, but we're going to spend a lot of hours because we could collaborate really well. Then yeah, all that brings changes. Hence why I feel the Four of Pentacles is like, ugh. All right, interesting. The card that came out with my cosmic insight is a gambling card. Okay, this one's talking about that there is problems with some form of addictions, and to me, it doesn't necessarily need to be just addictions like gambling. Addictions to me are a lot of many different things. Okay, so also there could be bad finances surrounding this. Okay, so I did mention that perhaps you don't have a lot, and then you're also like, "Ugh." So it's like taking a gamble in this situation. It's like if someone comes to you presenting you an opportunity. To me, the wands, I did mention it's fire ruled. It is divine fire, the creation of life. They come first in the tarot. That means that it has a good potential to bring a good investment, or a good return on your investment. But some of you don't know how to make good financial decisions. This is the downloads I'm getting. Let's get your shadow, see what your shadow tells us. Okay, all right. I'm not shuffling the deck because the decks are too, like, my oracle decks are too big and bulky. So instead, like, when I'm done, I shuffle them and I put them away. Then when I open up my my reading, I separate them. Okay. In this case, I just pick them up. And what came out for you, this one used to come out a lot for Cancer, but it came out for you, Gemini. So there is Mind's Playing Tricks on Me by the Ghetto Boys, 1992. You know how many cards I have in these decks, and some of the songs that just keep coming, it's almost like the same cards. I kind of noticed that already. I should keep these out, next time they won't come out. 1992, number 3. We also, I see that there's also trouble communicating needs, desires, or like clear communication about something. Okay. There's some delusions on a situation. There is, it is affecting someone's conscious. There's consequences to this as well. You might come across sleepless nights because of this. Some of you might look for a form of escapism to not actually face the situation head on. It's stressful. There's paranoia, and although there is a desire for change, according to the song, okay. And of course, it does talk about some form of depression and some people resorting to drugs. We don't want to do that, okay? Because, like I did say, gambling, to me, is this problems with addiction. Addiction doesn't necessarily mean addiction to gambling, but there's other things too that you're doing too much that's not healthy. So, and to me, in conclusion, Gemini, the decision needs to be made with clarity. Okay, the decision needs to be made with a clear conscience, because you know that everything works by intention. Okay, what you create with your intentions. So if it has consequences, cause and effect, also into consideration. And if that means leaving behind old ways of thinking and feeling and doing things, hence the 8 of Cups, things that no longer serve you, then to make this change, then go for it. All right. Dios be with you. All right. Now we move to Cancer. Cancer. All right. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus. What message do we have for my Cancers watching today? This is a weekend tarot. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for May 23 to May 26. How are you guys? Hope you guys are well, and thank you for being here. All right, Cancer. We have, let's see here. We have Ace of Wands. We have Page of Cups. We have 2 of Cups. We have 4 of Wands. All right, Cancer, my Cancerians. Ace of Wands, a beginning under the Wands is telling me that there's something that just came up for you where you're just like, you know what? Yeah, I feel this. Yes, it lights me up. I feel it. Like it's just very passionate, like beginning for me. Okay, the ace is like the beginning of something. So either it's been burning inside of you for a while, or it just started, or if it's been for a while, the energies now just we just entered Gemini air. It's actually fanning that fire to make it so you could feel it more. Okay, Page of Cups. Some of you Cancerians, either you were the receiver, the recipient of some news, or you want to be the person being the messenger to something, or to someone. In this case, I feel like it's someone. Some of you Cancerians want to like communicate with someone. Okay, or you may have received some communication. Okay, 2 of Cups. This is where I feel that it's surrounding an individual, like an actual person. The 2 of Cups is the card of connecting with someone, and the connection with the 2 of Cups to me is like someone from the past, someone that you actually connected with, and then perhaps you at that moment you didn't feel it, but now you're feeling that connection. Okay, all maybe you had not talked to this person, maybe you haven't seen this person, and there is something that's like drawing you back. I believe this might be also a karmic connection, because anything from the past could not be just from this life, it could be from the past because you feel it. Okay, so yes, the 2 of Cups, you want to connect with someone. So either you're the communicator or someone's going to communicate with you, Cancer. Okay. Four of Wands. The Four of Wands to me is the four is stability. Okay. In this case, and the Wands is like almost like a gathering. So I believe that, if this communication, whether you're the giver or the receiver, it might end up into where you might meet up with someone to, what is it, reminisce, touch base, how you doing, how you been doing, what's going on, or there's something that is really moving some of my Cancerians to reach out, or Cancerians are going to be receiving like some form of communication from someone. In our case, it could be what, emails. It could be email, it could be a text, um, DM, any WhatsApp, whatever. Okay, so I don't believe anybody does old school, but if you still write letters, perhaps a letter. Okay, so this is just going to be something that's going to be like, okay, like, oh shit. Oh, how you take the oh shit, it depends on perception. Okay, if it makes you nervous because you're not used to this type of feeling, or you want it so bad that you are open, you're open to feel it, you're receptive to it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me use the emotional deck for you. What message do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regards to their reading here? This is so sweet, Cancer. All right. What message or advice do you have for my Cancerians in regards to this reading that came out for them? All right. Take what resonates, leave the rest, guys. Okay. All right. So, Cancer, what came out for you is sadness. Okay. With this reading, let's see if we can get some clarification on this. Okay. Sadness is an inner healing process that helps you process loss and pain. When you feel sadness, give yourself time and space, as it is the source of strength to start anew. Okay, so with this energy here, when I was talking about the Ace of Wands, for you to suddenly get that spark, I feel that some of my Cancerians have moved past some of that feeling melancholy and blue and sad about something, perhaps sad about yourself, perhaps sad about a situation around you, in order to be receptive to, this, what I said, the message, the connection, and the reunion. Okay. Let's see, what song do we want to get? All right. So you got Tool, 1996, number 7. Number 7 to me is the, like, relationships and partnerships. Okay, long-term ones. Okay, I mean, it's not someone you just met like at the coffee shop today. It's someone you've known for a while. Okay, and the song from Tool, Sing Fist, like I said. So some of my Cancers might be feeling numbness surrounding this, okay, or you might have been, or you might feel some numbness. Because I mean, if you don't expect news, if you're the recipient, you're gonna be like, oh shit, right? Some of you might be going through some thoughts on meaning of life, hence why it took a while to feel this, like, the ignition of a feeling of that passion and excitement. Sadness came out here. Sadness came out here. So some of you, if there was a separation with someone, you probably were feeling really sad, or, yeah, you're probably feeling really sad, and it's understandable. Some of you might were probably going through some mental health situation, um, or process where perhaps you needed to seek out therapy, perhaps you needed to seek mentorship to, make decisions if you're the one reaching out to someone, or perhaps someone's reaching out to you because they heard that you were going through some struggles. Okay. There was lacking of stimulation for some of you, hence when now with the Ace of Wands, now it's like like lighting that for you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. I see. Okay, on this song I wrote sex toys, so some of you guys might be getting late for better use of words. Okay, take what resonates and leave the rest, Cancerians. Now we move to Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Leos, What message does the universe have for you today for this weekend for May 23rd to May 26th? So this is for the whole weekend. That includes Memorial Day because that's a long weekend that we have. If you're not working, but those that are working but still counts. Okay, so it's for the long weekend. Let's see. For my Leos, what message? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for my Leos watching. All right, let's see here. Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the Lover's card, Nine of Swords. All right, some of my Leos, um, there has been like a work or collaboration in process. That's the overall energy surrounding your situation. You're looking for some form of stability, hence why perhaps you're even working in like teams or with someone to help you get where you need to get. The Ten of Cups tells me that the desire for something stable, the desire to see the end of receiving or be the receiver of something stable. Some of you are not feeling it or seeing it. Okay, some of my Leos. Some of you, if you're barely thinking of that's what you're looking for, then the Ten of Cups is like beginning, like a vision of what you're aiming towards. I mean, we do have the new moon coming up, so it's a good opportunity to do some manifestation if it's something new. Now, to those that have been working on it, have even included teamwork in it, and it's still not bringing that, then it's time to reassess some of that energy. Okay. Lover's card. To me, the Lover's card is a card of partnership. It also represents Gemini. There might be a Gemini involved in the situation. Perhaps you might need the assistance of a Gemini to help you out. Perhaps because I don't see any negative connotation around here in regards to the presence of this Gemini energy card. I see that there needs to be a good partnership. Also, make sure that you're checking your health, because if you're overworking, overthinking, overdoing it, Leo, yeah, it's going to end up affecting your health. It's card number six, sixth house. That's how you serve yourself and how you serve others too. Okay. So, this is, to me, this is surrounding, like, it feels to me, it's surrounding your work environment. Okay. Nine of Swords. If things are not taken care of now, as of this message, take what resonates, leave the rest. Then we move to Nine of Swords. That's where you reach a point of worry, where the worry doesn't allow you to rest. Now it's affecting your sleep. Okay. The card itself of the Nine of Swords does have like an owl staring through the window at a woman who can't sleep, because all these nine swords are like pointing at her. We do know that owls are considered wisdom. The wisdom is there. The wisdom is not only inside of you, but surrounding you, like tapping into, perhaps the assistance of your ancestors if you work with ancestors, or if you are a practitioner as well, because it seems that some of my Leos are struggling. If you are not, if you're barely starting this, whatever it is, this venture to desire for something more stable, then I would say for this new moon coming up on the 27th, that's in Gemini, to use its energy. Okay, energy of air. Okay, it's a new beginning. Let's see. I'm gonna use the Orisha deck for you, Leo. What message do we have for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus watching this? This message is general. Okay, so take what resonates and leave the rest, Leo. Yeah, since I just pulled out the Orishas, that's why it's a smaller deck. Okay, so let's see here. So for you, we got Los Ibeis. All right, Los Ibeis is that's card number 1. That would be almost like the Magician. Because the 0 is the Fool. So in this case, you got the Ibeis and you got Ire meaning that she's upright. The card's upright, so the energy is flowing well. Okay. There is the appearance of this card is showing that you have the ability to make progress and change. You have the astuteness to bring, the change and the progress. diplomacy needs to be used. Trust in your own valor, that you have the valor, the courage to do so. It's the time to act forward with projects, business, and enterprise. So it's also going to show you some of your efforts that you have made so far. Yes, it does bring success. It does bring triumph, harmony, tact, and also is requesting some flexibility from you. Okay, because it's an ire, like I said, it's ire así que good to receive, great fortune, prosperity, and luck. But you also have to understand that you need to put some of your abilities in there. Okay, the Abeys are known to be protectors of children. They are considered lone hikers in the patakis of the orishas. Okay, so if you see I would say, because the Abeys are younger, if you see like a young hiker, like or walker wherever you are, that's like like almost like a confirmation, like I would say a messenger of the Ebays. And I would say two, it has to be two of them. And the Ebays are considered masculine, so it'll be two masculine energies. Okay, so yeah, that is what I got with this. Let me go ahead and pull a song for you. Let's get some shadow. All right. Yeah, I swear I shuffled this deck, guys, and it's almost like the same cards keep coming up in each reading. I have so many songs in these decks, okay? So what I'm gonna do this time with this songs that I just pulled out, I'm gonna keep those out. That way we go through the entire deck, okay? Because literally I shuffle them. So the song that came out for Leo is I'm Just a Girl. And this one is actually by Hortense Ellis, is not the one from No Doubt. The number six and the number nine. I did say the number six, the house of health, and also it is a Virgo house. So it's how you serve yourself and how you serve others. And then we have number nine. Okay, number nine to me means like higher education, higher knowledge. All that taps into. Maybe something could happen 6 days from now. Maybe something could happen June 6th. Maybe something could happen 9 days from now, or June 9. Yeah, June 9, 6, 9 as well. Okay. We have two can play the game. Lover's card. It's like, are you a team or are you fucking each other over? That's what came to mind. There's toxicity, so perhaps you're dealing with a partnership that is toxic in this situation in regards to let's say, like, I feel like it's your workplace. Okay, perhaps there's rumors, and the rumors are also surrounding relationship. Either you're involved with someone at the job, or someone that is leaving is involved with you. There's warnings in regards to love, as well, Leo, and also with your relationships, hence the Lover's card. Okay, take what resonates, leave the rest. And now we move on to the last sign of this section, which is Virgo. Virgos. What message do we have for the Virgos watching Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see for my Virgos. Happy Friday. This is for May 23rd to May 26th. It's for the whole weekend, including, Monday, which is Labor. I was going to say Labor Day. Holy crap. I'm already, like, really fast forwarding this to September. Memorial Day. All right, Virgo. Let's see what messages do the cards have for you, Virgo? Three of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, the Tower, the Fool. I looked out the window because right now I felt like the chair shake. And sometimes when big trailer trucks or even the bus passes, it does shake, very minimal, not a lot, but it was enough for me to look out the window. Okay. Three of Swords. All right. So there is like a separation, some form of disappointment. So there is a separation from Virgo and another person, or a situation, or a place. Okay, there's like a distance. There's also, perhaps there's a third party involved in this for Virgo. Okay, let's see what this is about. Ten of Pentacles. It is surrounding um, money. It is surrounding business. It is surrounding work, business. Okay, your stability is being shaken by this Three of Swords. Okay, um, it seems the Tower card is here. When the Tower card comes out, it's like something was not built on a stable foundation. Okay, perhaps whatever you had invested in, like if it was material resource like money, or your name was on a deed, or um, on a contract, that contract probably was not what you thought it was, and now things are just like coming down, like just breaking down. With the Tower, while shit may break down, it also brings clarity. How did you build this tower, Virgo? Because the Tower card also represents ego. So if ego was, the foundation of this situation, then yes, anybody who fed into this, everybody took a hit, not just yourself, Virgo. Okay, so yes, there is a situation here, and it hit you right in the feels. Okay, the Fool, with that breakage, brings the Fool a new situation, a new opportunity. This time it's like a clear slate. This time it's like saying, okay, it's clean, but how are you going to go? How are you going to go forward now with this new opportunity? Okay, so I believe that you were probably caught in a situation where you had to cut your losses. That came right out. Cut your losses. And because it was already crashing, it probably crashed more too. But it's like you lost, what is it? You win some, you lose some. So you lost some, but now you get to gain some more. Okay. So the Fool is here. I see the Fool like an opportunity to start fresh anyway, with a more stable foundation, because it is a major arcana versus a minor ace. Okay. So let's see. Let's have the Orishas talk to you, Virgo. What message do we have for Virgo is watching this? What Orisha wants to talk to Virgo? Oh, Ogun. Ogun is the workaholic of the Orishas. Ogun. Oh, I know there's two cards that came here. I'll keep both. Okay. You know what? I'm going to keep both. Shango wants to talk to. Ogun, hard work. Okay. Shango, he is a masculine father, like, and he's kind of egotistical too. We say that, he's very creído sometimes, because he likes to be like a show off, a lot of fire. I mean, he rules thunder, and he rules you see, yeah, thunder, the lightning, and then he also the fire. Okay, and Ogun is the workaholic, like I said in the beginning, the workaholic of the Orishas. I'm gonna go ahead and read you what I wrote about them on my little book here. Okay, so with Ogun, come on, Ogun, where are you? ¿Dónde estás? Batalar here, Orula, Ogun. That's crazy. So Shango came up before. Let me read Shango since I have him here. He is talking about a partner. So some of you Virgos are having issues with this situation. Might be revolving a partner or an ex-partner. This one is talking about there has to be the husband. So if you're the husband, Virgo, watching this, he's here talking to you. Okay? If you're not the husband, it's talking about your husband, Miss Virgo. Okay? There's, patriarchy surrounding this. Social status. So perhaps some of you guys are getting your social status affected by this situation. Here, the message is this: someone needs to stand solid and firm in their power. Okay, you need to be the executive. You need to be the authority. You need to be the influencer of the situation, because you seem to have more of the economic power than the other person. Okay, these are the downloads plus what I wrote here. So if you have a desire to manage, and you want to desire, you have a desire to rule and dominate, then this is your time to do it with the new beginning with the full. Okay, you got Ire with Bull. So it's you are good and clear to be living up to your own authenticity and to your own good, Virgo. Okay, that's with him here. Okay, now with Ogun coming out, you see Ogun is way over her, over her. Here he is. He is warning, or yeah, advising about moderation, proportion, equilibrium, and economic measure. Hence, we're talking about money here, okay, and business. Your ideologies need to be reviewed. He is saying you are spiritually protected, Virgo, whatever is going on. Okay. You need to learn balance, coordinate your ideas better. If it involves technology, cool. If there's projects as well, they need to be looked over. You need to be harmonizing all things for a better opportunity to act. Okay. The Ire in this case is happiness and prosperity for you, Virgo. Let's go ahead and pull a song for you. Okay, we have Without Me by Eminem for Virgo. So in this case, like the song says, right? When he screams, right? I even wrote here. Okay, with the B word. So some of you just guys want to just scream the B word to somebody, or you already did. Okay, anyway, there is a bit of defiance in the situation. Perhaps you're pushing back and standing on your ground, Virgo. Self-awareness of the situation. Okay, perhaps you're self-aware that maybe you had a bit to do with this as well. Okay, there is some controversy surrounding this, this situation, hence the Tower. There is satire involved because it's watch this, it's absurdity of people getting offended to you. All right, so there's some offense being taken by you. Okay, Virgo, people talking, and then there's haters, and then here saying standing in your autonomy. Okay, 2002, number 4. That resonates with the number 4. I have, if this person is like an ex-partner, I might say it's your baby mama, or if it's surrounding anything, like maybe a mom's telling you this, or a mother-in-law is doing this to you as well. Okay, or perhaps you might have a mom looking over you if she's passed over. Also, June 4th, 4 days from now, or 4 weeks from now. Okay, that's all I got for you guys for this section. This is the reading from Aries to Virgo, and thank you very much. Again, general messages, guys. Take what resonates and leave the rest, and I'll see you guys on the next weekend for your weekend tarot.